Cartoons. Who doesn't watch them? There's cartoons for adults, teenagers, and of course kids. You'll have cartoons that'll be for everyone like SpongeBob SquarePants. Then you'll have shows for the teens all the way to young adults like Adventure Time, Regular Show, and Steven Universe. And then you'll have shows strictly for kids like Bluey or Cocomelon, which the Bluey fan base begs to differ, but I digress. But I want to cut to the chase though. I know you guys saw that we're getting something new for Regular Show, Gumball, Adventure Time, and Scooby-Doo. And don't get me wrong, I love these shows from the bottom of my heart, and honestly, all these shows except one aren't even a reason I'm making this video. I think cartoons have a reboot and revival problem, and it's worse than ever before. Reboots and revivals aren't essentially a problem. They've been a thing for a long time, and just now stations have grown way too reliant on these old IPs to obtain that past success that they once had. There are revivals that are done in good faith, like the new Fairly Odd Parents show, and then there's some that are just, who even asked for a damn Johnny Test revival? Like, let's be honest, I have never in my life met a Johnny Test fan, like respectfully. I also heard Phineas and Ferb are also coming back. After it ended in a very conclusive way too, with them all growing up and stuff. But I guess Disney said fuck that. And dealing with a money-hungry company like Disney, like, who is surprised by this actually? But hey, we're still getting a Gravity Falls continuation. We might. And I'm pretty excited for it, even though that makes me a kind of a hypocrite, yeah. Some shows are done in good faith and some are not. Some of these reboots and revivals have love and care put into them, while the other ones kinda have nothing. And that's the problem with a lot of these companies, and they're not even trying to hide it anymore. It's like these old cartoons they're trying to bring back is like a GTA money glitch to them. And the worst part, the success rates of these shows now are 50-50, or dare I say questionable, because the online reaction to some of these shows range from "the GOAT is back" to, and mostly, "who the fuck asked for this?" I also talked about some of these shows being done in good faith, right? I think I came up with not a picture perfect criteria, but enough to know if any of these shows are a red flag. Number 1, are the original creators involved or gave some sort of green light for said show? Number 2, online reaction could be hit or miss, but it is important to see what everyone else thinks about said reboot/revival via initial announcement. Number 3, have the creators actually watched the show they're actively recreating? There are exceptions to this rule, but I think it applies to a broad amount. Surprisingly, Teen Titans Go is one of these exceptions, because believe it or not, I don't think Teen Titans Go is that bad of a show. More mid than anything. It could be entertaining when it wants to. If you ignore the fetishes and gotcha jokes towards bitter Teen Titans fans, you'll be alright. And yes, they do that second bit a lot for some reason. It stopped being funny a while ago, guys. I don't even see that much hate for the show that much anymore. Let it go. I want to talk about the Good Times reboot, or whatever the hell this is. This show is interesting to say the least. Typical adult animation, crazy vulgar humor, overtly stereotypical characters so bad it feels kinda insulting. It has social commentary in air quotes, but it almost feels sarcastic or just flat out making a mockery out of them. I think I laughed a few times due to some jokes really catching me off guard, like the breastfeeding jokes in the first episode.
Man, my mouth ready for some milk right now.
I have no words. I just want to let you process that. I'm mad as hell because the art style is kinda not that bad in comparison to adult cartoons that purposely make their art style ugly. Like, I don't know, man. This show is just a mess. I know people think it's probably trying to take a Boondocks approach, but I don't think so. Boondocks demonstrated transparency with tasteful humor involved. Good Times kinda just brings up stereotypes, and that's the joke. There's no punchline, and then they keep it pushing with the plot. I think I'ma say it. This show just flat out feels racist. And oh boy, I can't wait for the Everybody Hates Chris animation. I hope that one's good. And it's so crazy. Like, we've gotten really good stuff that people would consider a reboot, I guess, even though they aren't. Fiona and Cake, which is a continuation. That Ben 10 reboot, which I've heard only the art style sucks. Everything else is pretty faithful to the source material. The Looney Tunes show is another actual reboot that's honestly underrated. I know y'all on Discord needing something to watch. The Looney Tunes show has you covered. While you're at it, watch the DuckTales reboot too. just peak fiction, man. And plenty more. I just wish there were more original cartoons in the mix that didn't get canceled after a season or two, or just flat out flop because, I don't know, it didn't do well in the viewing department first episode, which is an insane expectation, but I kinda get it. Companies gotta find a way to break even, I think. I'm not gonna pretend that I know everything that goes on in the business part, but if I know one thing, companies will do anything to get their money's worth. So why not create something that people are familiar with, so people know what to expect? It's easy money and everyone kinda wins. It is sad that a lot of new generation stuff is just stuff that we had repackaged with some original sprinkled in. We had that too growing up, but I feel the original shows and the reboots, quote unquote, were sort of balanced in my opinion. My problem isn't reboots being good or bad. My problem is that the bad ones tend to take up space for new shows, man. It's annoying, at least to me. And y'all nostalgic merchants need to let go of the idea you want these shows back so bad and think cartoons now suck in general. Y'all got a Ben 10 reboot from my understanding. Y'all hated it. Stop with the crazy comparisons and let cartoons cook. Plain and simple. I don't think I'm gonna talk about something like this for a while, but it's been catching my eye lately. But after this, we're going back to our regular scheduled programming, I promise. How do you guys feel about Flash games? Hint, 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 hint. Blink, wink. But yeah, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and comment. I'll make sure you get a Subway cookie or something.